So your tears been running like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you can save yourself. But that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting burned. I just hope that you will learn. That's just love, that's just love. You will get back up again, even if you don't know when. And it feels like the world is coming down on you. You have to move on, deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Every time you feel the walls are closing in, and it seems like nothing makes it better.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let me get my glasses on. I'm absolutely exhausted. You know, I love the Airbnb I was at, but I don't like sleeping in big cotton down. I need, like, thin linen. And I was sweating every night. And then, like, the AC and just, as much as I love beautiful hotels and stuff, I never sleep well in them. I don't know about you guys, but I never do. And so I went, like, 5 or 6 nights on, like, 4 hours of sleep. And I was also and then the market was out of control, and it's hard to sleep as a trader when the market's doing that. I mean, there was just so much going on. You know what I mean? And so it was great vacation. But for me, I'm such a restless guy. I go through so much. Sometimes it hurts, baby. You know, but you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's nice to be home is all I'm saying. As much as I love going on vacation, and I see me, it's about the experience, about meeting people. But it's nice to be home. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. And hold on, what's going on here? Why is my whole screen back to the home studio? Let me just fix the screen here and get us back onto the right screen. Pretty sure I had it there. I'm wondering now what I'm doing over here. There we go. It should be here. Yeah. All right. Changed some things up before I left and forgot that I did it. Shout out to the channel sponsors, ITrust Capital and BingX. We appreciate you. We really do. Jump into ITrust Capital today. Move your Roth IRA or IRA to an IRA that's going to work for you. Bitcoin dumping horribly to the downside. I may have been wrong on my long. We'll take a look. SafePal, man, was the one I was focused on, the one I was paying attention to. This thing would blast for 18%. It took its time. It took its time. It took days on end, but it eventually would make a beautiful move to the upside. I posted this on 10/20 to the trading group. Was talking about that this thing was going to blast. And I was even looking at it on the 333-minute time frame here, right? And I was just showing you the love, baby, that this thing could move. I love these before and afters. Here's your before, right? There's your after to the upside. There's your before. There's your after. No stop loss got hit in the making of this trade, and it was only a 5% stop loss on 18%. I mean, you put $1 million in here, right? I'm not saying you do, but a person does. I mean, just saying, make a $250,000, call it a day, move on. You know, about $200,000, a little under $200,000, 180 grand, and move on. You know what I mean? Call a year, get a year's pay on one trade, call it a day, and only risk 5% of your money. I find that absolutely fascinating. Anyway. Bouncing off the New York Midnight Open. Hopefully it holds. We'll see. We're getting this bounce here. To me, I see a high, I see a low, I see a higher high, I see a higher low. Unless we break this low, you know, it is a bit of an M pattern, though. It's M-y. It's a little M&M-y. And when you lose the 50-day moving average, you usually dump down to the 200 SMA. And when you lose a point of control, you usually continue to fall further down to your next big area of liquidity. Looks like Bitcoin may have to come all the way down to 30,961. Honestly, if we cannot hold the zone. However, very oversold in the 7-minute. It would tempt us to get a bit of a bounce. We want to see if we can get back above this POC and get a move. That would be the gracious attempt. Anything else would be just not good enough, right? The measured move, you know, funny enough, gets us pretty high. You know what I mean? It gets us to about $38,000, 500 almost, right? Let's see here. Yeah, 38, even 647, which I find pretty fascinating. All right. Congrats to those making money. I hope to continue to do well. Adam and Eve double top on the 1 hour Bitcoin. I see what you're saying. Like, he's seeing, I mean, could it be doing something like this even here? There's your Adam, and then we eat, you know. M patterns, Adam and Eve's, it's all around us. 34,100 Bitcoin taking a bit of a dump. All right. To the downside, and my entry is down now. I will be honest. I was overly bullish this morning. And eventually, I'm going to lose a trade, which kind of stinks. You know what I mean? I want to win every single trade I make for the rest of my life. But I know that's not going to happen. Mina, should I sell or hold you? I will never tell you what to do. You got to do whatever makes you happy. That's the question you should ask yourself before you got into the trade, though. I will tell you that. If you you got to write down, Mina is a long-term hold. I can't wait, you know? Or I would like to swing trade this, you know what I mean? And just get in and out. You got to make up that decision for yourself and decide whether it's something that, you know, that's what you want to be doing. We're going to look for the 1 minute bullish divvy here. which would be the daily dumpage, right? And they're pretty still slanted to the downside. That's not amazing, and so is that. It's a little bit of a divergence. If I open up BOOKMAP, I'm pretty sure we'll see a liquidation, but it's not, And if I woke up today, man, after the live stream, I couldn't get to bed till 2 a.m. last night, and so definitely, and just like all the commotion of just sitting in the airport all night, just threw off my whole chi, man, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. All right? Hope you're having a wonderful day out there on this beautiful Tuesday. And Tuesday's a big day for me. I have BOOKMAP 1 to 2. I'm also going to be on Sin City Crypto today. If you don't know Sin City Crypto, those are my boys over in Vegas. And I'm going to be on with Dave. Robin will not be on the show. I'll be co-hosting with Dave. And for me, it's fun to learn how to co-host, learn how to kind of jump on in, have some fun. So BOOKMAP suggests that we go lower to the downside. It suggests that we go all the way back down to 32,000, about 870, all right, for Bitcoin. Beautiful moves for Bitcoin. Can we continue is the question, all right? Holding 34,000, like just the fact that we're sitting at 34,000 is just, it's kind of dreamlike, right? Everybody here is like, who believed that I did, let's see, start a poll here. When I called the bottom with bullish div, and I went on so many shows. I don't know if you remember, I was on, even the day show on Ben's channel, and I was saying, this is highly likely the bottom. When I called the bottom with bullish div on the weekly, did you think I was insane or spot on? When I called the bottom with bullish div on the weekly, did you think I was insane or spot on? When I bought 19K Bitcoin, and even lower than that, though, it's just nuts. And yes or no. And we can say insane for the hour. That's probably good, right? Spot on. When I called the bottom with Bitcoin, when I called the bottom for Bitcoin, right? Because we'll get that keyword in there. I believe that might help. When I call the bottom, and I am like, you can see I'm like very not good at office work, like at all. When I called the bottom for Bitcoin with bullish div on the weekly, did you think I was insane or spot on? Insane, spot on. All right. Your question is too long. When I called the bottom for BTC, maybe I can get away with that. Still too long. When I called the bottom for Bitcoin with bullish div, I'm just going to have to take off the weekly. Did you think I was insane or spot on? And here we go. And most of you are going to say probably spot on, but I mean, you never know. I'd like to see kind of some people say, you know what? It was pretty nuts. Bitcoin getting a nice bounce back up to 34,240. And there's a chance that we just kind of get into this $35,000 area one more time and eat. There are some orders down below here that want to buy Bitcoin, but maybe they're just praying that they can get it. You never know if we can continue up. There is some liquidity here, but at the end of the day, most of the liquidity on BOOKMAP suggests that we go lower, right? BOOKMAP, link in the description below. Global plus. Bang, bang, bang. And Bitcoin already back, kind of getting this move. A little bit of bullish divvy here, really, on the one. It's not amazing, but it's somewhat of a liquidation, and it's a higher low. That's the key, right? And here we are sitting on the 1 minute time frame. What to me is still some type of bullish consolidation, possibly. Symmetrical triangle starting to form. And I see a high, I see a low, I see a high, I see a higher low. Can we put in a higher high? So a low, a high, a higher low. Can we put in a higher high in the trend? Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. So, you got a 68% chance that this is going to break back at least to the top of the channel here. Possibly get rejected at that ledge. So I'd be looking up. But this looks like we'll get a bit of a punch up to the upside, but you never know. You never know. 7 minute is extremely oversold, has been wanting to pump since I really woke up and started looking at the chart. All right? But it's been facetious. It's kind of made a fake out a couple times now. They try to bring in the bulls, and crush the shorts, crush the shorts. A lot of 100x leverage around the game. Let's take a look at what we're seeing with the liquidations. Who here wants to see the liquidations? We're going to find out how many people are short or long here for Bitcoin. All right. We will get into the bigger time frames, and we'll break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. We'll talk about the S&P, the NASDAQ. Heck, we'll show you the CME gaps. We're going to have a blast today. We're going to make sure you are so learned on all the different facets of Bitcoin. So I'm going to just show you a Bitcoin chart. I'm going to show you a weekly chart. I'm going to show you a 3-day chart. I'm going to teach you hidden bullish today. If you're brand new, you're going to learn so many things you never heard before in your entire life. You're going to get nomenclature terms. You're going to be on point. My goal is to teach as many human beings as possible every single day. That's why I don't take a day off. My goal is to teach as many human beings as possible. That's why I don't take a day off. Doesn't matter where I am, what state I go to, if I'm flying or driving, whatever's happening, I'm going to make it here every single day to accomplish my goal, which is to help you learn about cryptocurrency and learn about technical analysis. I believe technical analysis can change anybody's life if they let it, but you must let it in. You must believe it. You must begin to let it in, or it's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? And it will serve no purpose but to upset and confuse. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. Waiting for those liquidation levels to pop in, see if they're about to. The other day they worked great. 1, 2, 3. The 666 moving average on the daily, though. No one speaks about it. So look, I mean, at the end of the day, look at all the liquidity to the downside. Only so much up here. So if it's kind of, it says that we go lower, right? I mean, it's clearly saying we're going to dump to the downside just by pure logic. You got a gap of the VRVP. I even think that we have an inefficiency down here, which I'll show you. There's also a CME gap down here as well. So highly likely we're going to revisit 30,500 in my humble opinion, but you never know. I'm going to take it day by day. I'm just showing you the overall likelihood because look at all the orders down here that need to be liquidated, and there's not much up here. So there's not a lot of shorts battling all these longs. And that means they still have stop losses, right? And this is your 25, your 50, and your 100x longs. And then you got your shorts. But you got some shorts built in, though. You do have enough short liquidity, but you've kind of already gone through a lot of it. You know, you're really down into there's not a lot of short. You know, you have some 100xers. It's getting tight. Getting tight. So a lot of liquidity to the downside. However, we still have a nice consolidation. We like to go into this zone. It's like a lot of honey up in there, and it's a little scant down here, just a little dippage. They'd have to make a big gap to get, you know, some bigger orders, but interesting enough. So we see some liquidity here. It's kind of balanced actually, but you definitely see more orders to the downside. But we'll see. Somewhat more balanced. These are older orders, so these are more balanced, you know. Okay, if Bitcoin goes down, will the altcoins go up? Money flowing from Bitcoin into alts? No. If Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins will also go down. You want Bitcoin to go sideways, or the altcoins will take a hit. That's this, you know. On big Bitcoin days, you got to take profits with the alts. You got to do whatever makes you happy, number one. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do should be taken as such. I'm an educator that likes to teach you about moving averages, Fibonacci, support or resistance, diagonal lines, patterns, and more. And I love if you go to my YouTube channel and we just talk about what my business does. You know what I mean? I always like this section. It makes me happy because it's a clearly defined, maybe I can't, right? Crypto Live, we go to the About section here. You know, what my business does educates people on the technical analysis and safe practices of crypto. The relationship is strictly student to teacher. What my business does not do, I'll never consult you on your portfolio or tell you what to buy or sell. I'll never manage your money for you as well for any reason. If anyone contacts you offering these services, they're impersonating me, and it's not me. I'm not a financial or an investment advisor. Thank you for watching. So I just want to make that clear. You know what I mean? As we move into the bull run, and we see a lot of interesting people enter the space who don't either A, know the rules, you know what I mean? Because I see a lot of people who don't know the rules, and they're basically not protecting themselves, period. But anyway, need I digress. So we want to be differentiated here on the channel and put your best interest at heart every single time. That's what got me here. That's what will continue to keep me here. So we're oversold in the 15. We're also oversold on the 1 hour time frame. However, price action is starting to get the gap away from the 21. And you're starting to get this pull. You know, we're at an interesting spot. They could squeeze more shorts at a second here before you know it. The 33-minute time frame suggests the pump is coming, just like yesterday. About to double bottom here. Falling wedge. No really crazy bearish div. It could be stronger. 15 minutes interesting. The 1 hour is interesting. The 2 hour is overbought. Look at the 2 hour and the 1 hour. Look at the difference between the 2 hour and the 1 hour time frame. Completely different. That could throw a beginner for a loop, right? And honestly, it's funny. The 2 hour time frame, I'm about to switch and just trade it exclusively. It seems to be such a smooth time frame. Some older guy that I used to trade with said it to me one time, and I didn't really listen, right? And bang, bang, bang. I'm surprised you're not seeing the cup and handle because of you. I see them all the time. I'm on the 5 minute. I mean, I have a cup and handle here. See? I have it drawn. Don't you see my cup and handle? I'm pretty sure I got the cup and handle there. I mean, the 5 minutes about to rock out of a cup and handle, and it's touching the 200 SMA with tight moving averages. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. We actually got something really cool. If price action loses the SMA here, we're going to have to start to take shorts and close our longs. But if we never go below the 200 SMA on the 5 minute, we're going to be golden for the day. So I just, thank you, God. Thank you for what you just did. Because the 5 minute is the one right now that's going to either tell us, it's going to either fail us or nail us. So here's the deal. Watch your 5 minute. This is your answer for the day. If the 5 minute stays above the 200 SMA, we're going to rock these shorts. We break out of this falling wedge and we really start to make a big move. At least to the top of the channel, we're back at 34,676. You know what I mean? Only time will tell. Here's the trade that I put out to the trading group. It's down a little bit, but it's not out, baby. Right? And trading is part of just holding a position. Either I get stopped out or I don't. Nice little short squeeze for Bitcoin here. 34,300. They're starting to eat the shorts again. They want people to feel bearish. There was a kind of scared sentiment on the day, and the morning came out. Sometimes I could feel the market. Maybe it's me. I don't think it's me though. Sometimes I really feel I can feel the sentiment. But the fear and greed index at 66, and that's pretty high, to be honest. That's usually when I'm thinking of taking some profits out of some altcoins. I mean, that's pretty high. However, we are entering into a euphoric state here with the halving coming, ETF possibilities, and Bitcoin is now completely, let's be honest, everybody, it's really decoupled from the S&P. Like, you cannot open up the S&P anymore and then trade the Bitcoin idea. They don't go together. They don't go together. SafePal may continue to go to the upside too. This thing is looking pretty interesting. If Bitcoin continues to moon, SafePal will moon. A lot more coins will moon. And shoulder, head, and shoulder there. Some bearish divvies starting to set in. So either this thing starts to go like parabolic. Oh, we forgot to put out the trash, but we don't have any. We weren't here. Forgot it was trash. That, you know, when you get back into the neighborhood, you don't even remember today's trash day. You know what I mean? You forget everything. You got to get back into the zone. I don't think I put any. All right. So weird, right? I mean, this thing would have to go absolutely parabolic. Maybe like this, it broke out, came back inside. But then if Bitcoin decides to get funky, this thing will get funky. A lot of things strange will start to happen. See, that's the thing. You got to be in the zone. A lot of strange things will start to happen. So we'll see. Bitcoin's still struggling at some support or resistance areas. Let's break down local ideas here. Another thing that's interesting, though, that looks like a 786 to me. It was a 706, pretty close, right? It's a nice retracement into the golden pocket for Bitcoin right now. So that's my thing. If we lose the 200 SMA on the 5-minute time frame, it's going to be it's going to negate the longs for me. And I'm going to start to switch short. So if I see price action struggling, break this yellow line, bearishly retest the price action of 36,160. We're likely to test 33,780, and then, we'll go from there. And then, there's a possible you double bottom then. So we'll see how strong the divergence is at that time. You'd like to see a nice divergence, but we'll see. Okay. Sammy Cup and Handy, learnings and fun. What else do you wish for? Do you think they will ever be correlated again, Lifer? I mean, there's times where they'll cross paths yet again, and they will somewhat pump. Oh, literally, I forgot to take the trash out. I know, right? Your Mondays too? Or no, Tuesday mornings. Yeah, Monday night. Monday night, I always got to be taking the trash out. So here's the deal. We watched this, and, so far we've gotten a bit of a bounce, but we are still struggling. If you see this local right here, I call it local because, look, you had a bounce resistance. So now Bitcoin has to flip 34,307 to remain bullish, and it can't lose the 200 SMA on the 5. So, this kind of gives us a pretty good idea of where we're headed. We lose this yellow line, we're likely to fall further down. We get a bounce, we get tight, and so what you really want to see is you want to see the 200 come into price action. You want to see the 200 come on up. You want to see you want to see everything get nice and tight, and then a blast. If you start to lose it and you start to pull the other moving averages and they cross, that's not nice and tight. So how these moving averages interact in the next hour and a half to 2 hours is going to tell me a lot of information, and it's going to give me kind of the code. It's a bit of a cheat code understanding how moving averages work, because when I see them getting close to tight, and yes, they're latent indicators, meaning the price will move first. Like, we could just get a move and this will change. But they do tell a story. Like, for instance, all the trades that I give my students, every trade that I've ever made in my life that has, made massive amounts. And all the winning trades start with these tight moving averages. These very tight moving averages. And these are the places where I look for entries. All right? It's like the same said with the blinkers. Exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Jamie for the £3. God bless you. Thank you so much for the love. And today is a big day. I teach class the last Saturday of every month. So I'm going to teach class this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right? It's the last time that it will be for $60 if you're in the trading group and $100 if you're not in the trading group. It will be the last time. Okay? My final trading class, jump into my last class, only $60 Saturday, 10/28. My next class next month will be $150 with more content, more enhanced, in a different type of class. So if this is it. This is going to be it. All right? This is going to be it. So just wanted to let you guys know the price will go up. And this class is the last Saturday of October 28th. All right? A couple days before Halloween on a Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Today's the 24th. In 4 days, we teach this class. After this, the price will triple. It will have more stuff in it. It will be a little more advanced. We're going to kind of figure out how I'm going to tailor it exactly, but it's going to have some awesome stuff in it. So get excited. Get ready. All right? When's the latest you can register? You can email my wife that morning, but that puts a lot of stress on her. It would be nice, but you can email her that morning anytime up until 11:40. She will, she's never going to say no, and she does want to bring as many people into the class as possible. All right. Right now, everyone, tell people about the class. If you've taken the class, let people know. Shout out to Boosted Frequency. Everyone, please take his class. You will truly learn so much and be ready for the bull market, as you already see things have started to move. Love you, Sam, and thank you for all you have done for all of us. God bless you, man. Thank you for the love. Okay. O'Shea. Weird, went from a half a cup to a whole cup and handle, but stayed inside the same price range. It was pretty strange, right? So the new class is having different info, which is better to take. Honestly, I would take the beginner's course because the other class will just reinvigorate what you already know. You know what I mean? If you've never taken the class, take the class. Lifer, I'm here every day, helping black college students like myself learn skills we never thought we could. Let's go. From Morehouse College. Shout out to all the students at Morehouse. Jade and Rainey, we love you. Tell your friends and family. God bless you, Jaden. I can't wait to meet you one day. That's a blessing, man. You just made me smile. I can see, you probably have a nice smile. I can see I can almost feel you, man. I don't know why. I can feel you. You're amazing, man. Shout out to Juice WRLD. Your TA is accurate and amazing, too. What a sniper. God bless you. Thank you so much. And now we're getting those shorts squeezed to the upside here, right? See that? And it was a divergency. It wasn't a perfect bullish div, but it was on that 1 minute. And seriously, we'll be fine as long as we stay above this yellow line. We are going to be fine, everybody. 5 minutes getting exhausted here, but that's going to happen on and off. 7 minute is still strong. Thank you, sweetie. I don't know what you're saying, babe, but I love it. I'm working, baby. Please, baby. So Bitcoin doing some nice short squeezes, too, to the upside. Shout out to all my beautiful people here. I keep telling everyone at work to join the lifers. The knowledge is priceless. Shout out to Barber Trader Joe. We love you. Juice's legend. Oh, man, he's amazing. He makes me smile every single day, man. I thought that was my kid screaming, LOL. Is the class recorded? Do we have to be at the live? The class is recorded. You can buy a recording of the class. We do sell a recording of the class. 5 minute shows volume going lower. Whilst price goes up. Well, falling volume with falling price, honestly, usually tends to a reversal. Hulky loves life. Shout out to Hulky Algorithm in the house. We love you. I also keep telling of it at work to join the lifers. Isn't that where you're funny, man? I thought that was my kid too. Nice. And Bitcoin sitting at 34,350 now, getting a nice bounce off that 100 area. Got a lot of fear of the market for a second, thinking we were going to dump. I told Jenna X to join yesterday, and I told her to join Master Friend's class. You know what she did? She DM'd me, and she said, Sam, I joined your Discord, and it's amazing. Shout out to Jenna X, joining the Discord, and she says she finds it amazing. She loved it. She DM'd me, and she said, amazing. Shout out to Jesse Namasul in the house. I love you, Jesse. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. God bless you. Shout out to Apiche Official. Shout out to Kyle Overo. Shout out to Crypto Frankie Poo. We love you, man. Can't believe you make me say that. Shout out to the 757 beautiful souls in the live, 279 likes. And I'm the man that called Bitcoin all weekend. I gave you the cup and handles before they happened on Twitter. I really did, man. Like, you call me lucky or whatever. I don't know. It was one of the greatest calls of my life this weekend, really. The double cup and handles. I had to post them together somewhere here on Twitter. I've been very active on Twitter recently. It's been amazing. But right here, I mean, when it comes to Bitcoin, I'm known as Mr. Consistency. The Cal Ripken of Bitcoin trading, some have said. For my daily streak since February of 2021. I never miss one day of live streaming. Have you watched my early AM updates both Saturday and Sunday? You would have been given free calls, like, free ideas, but you would be given free exact entries, targets, and you would be in the money on Bitcoin. To people who watch me and how accurate are my Bitcoin calls and updates, let the masses know. Join the trading group, get the education you deserve. But I saw this cup and handle taking a move to the upside. Okay, they did wick it down a little bit there to try to get anyone stopped out, but this thing would moon to the upside on a massive scale. I saw people getting in the trading group just making massive amounts of gains. We had 37,100. We wicked right there, and we eventually would surpass that. Then the next morning I wake up and I see, oh, we're in another cup and handle here. This thing looks like it's about to break out, and it did continue to the upside. Just craziness. And even yesterday, I gave another free call here on Twitter just for people to see. I said, listen, like, this is likely going to go to the upside here. I would not short this. Next thing you know, so I said I would not be surprised if we squeeze more shorts tonight and bang to my target up at about 34,000 to 35,200. A lot of people were like, no way. We're likely going lower. They're going to crush them. And look, we're just nailing the shorts now to the upside. I called this nice move. We're getting the pump back to the upside. I stayed long, and we'll see how this plays out. 7 minute, getting a nice pump to the upside. I hope someone took advantage of the move. I believe Juice probably just juiced it up and got some gains, and if I can help you make gains, that's the key every single day. Sometimes I miss a trade, sometimes I don't get my trade, but if I help you make a trade, hey, so I've learned to live in love of the whole group and everyone else, and I've learned to fall in love with everyone's gains and not just my own, and there's humility in that because, sometimes you want your gains. It's all about you and your gains. I'm being honest, as humans, and I can get consumed with like the trade that I missed or the trade that I need or the money that I made. And I always want to relax and realize it's about the whole. If everyone around me is doing well, then I'm doing well. You know what I mean? It's about the whole. So I just appreciate the trading group so much. I really do. And everyone in it and everyone that shares their knowledge, love, and light, love, and positivity. I greatly appreciate it. So I would not be surprised if we squeeze more shorts tonight on Bitcoin. Right? And then the next thing you know, what do? We squeeze more shorts. We went all the way, and then we eventually hit the target of that trade. Pretty crazy. And it aged well. I said, well, this aged well. Did you take the move? And eventually we went even all the way. It's so insane. Into 35,000 again. I mean, Bitcoin holding 34, and you know, this is still just a beautiful consolidation. That to me, that's a bull pennant now. Bull pennants have a 68% chance of a break to the upside. That is a bull flag. All right, that's no joke bull flag. That 15-minute wants to rip to the upside. This looks absolutely lovely. They swung and got some. They basically got the 100x and the 50xers here. And this is a live trade. I got on the board right here, but you know, it's really here. Entry is right now. Stop loss is at, and again, you got to figure this out if it fits you. I would protective stop at 33,200. Take profit at 39,004. You make 39,000. Did he just say, yeah, you could see 40K today? You could see 40K today. How many people think we could see 40K today? And we'll put a poll up here on Twitter to get you going. Do you think, and I know we're not supposed to really think, but do you think it's possible for Bitcoin, when it does, people are going to bug out, right? To hit 40K today? The charts say 38K can happen. For sure. I mean, I got a measured move right there. If there's a measured move on the 15-minute, then it can happen on that day. Like, that's what I've learned. Orange juice, thank you, baby. Do you think it is possible for Bitcoin to hit 40K today? The charts say 30K can happen for sure.
I'm sorry, I can't stop her when she
Thank you,
sees
sweetie.
something she wants to tell you.
Thank you.
And I'm like, Daddy does like you.
Thank you, baby.
She's been telling you about every piece of
I know.
fruit that we have.
I know. Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay, Daddy says
She's
thank
excited. I love you. I love you. I love you, baby. Can you say I love you? Thank you. So funny, man. Testing PMI news high at 9:45 a.m. I don't know what that means. I think 54K is coming for Bitcoin tonight. You guys, 54. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a chance that we do go all the way to 38,000 today. That's my measured move here. No, 39. 39,300 is my measured move. And again, remember, when Bitcoin starts to go up, now 10% move is 3,000. So, like, a 1% move isn't the same as before. You know what I mean? All right. You get it? Like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, as Bitcoin, like when Bitcoin was 19,000 and it went down, you know, $1,000, it was like, oh, you know, now $3,000 is the same as $1,000 because there's so much money in it, you know, and people are swinging it around. Eventually, it gets really volatile. I'm in 38K Bitcoin option call. I like it. Where did you play options on Bitcoin? And speaking of options, let's take a look at the CME gap. But SafePal, do not be surprised if it falls Bitcoin further to the upside here for another 14%. I know it seems somewhat unlikely, and we could definitely get a dump. But if something's brewing here and we get enough people to short the market, they're going to get this. They're going to get another nasty rally to the upside. So only time will tell. When I called Bitcoin, when I called the bottom for Bitcoin with bullish div, do you think I was insane or spot on? Spot on at 70%. And I showed the charts. Wow, I kept showing the S&P. I showed all these charts throughout my life that all, you know, every single one of them bounced off of weekly bullish and we were up. You know what I mean? Every single one of them. So it wasn't one that didn't do it. So SafePal, man, I would not be surprised if it extended its rally further to the upside. Something I would definitely watch closely is SafePal. All right? Definitely. Everybody, I love you and I appreciate you. If you want to trade where we trade, I trade on MEXC. I used to trade on KuCoin, but I couldn't anymore. I also keep coins on Coinbase. Okay. One thing I I talk about all the time though, right? Like I buy Bitcoin on MEXC. What do? Right after I buy it, it starts to sit there and accumulate. I transfer it to a hardware wallet immediately. Hardware wallets, please. Get yourself a ledger. Ledgers are great. Yeah, I really think ledgers are great and Trezors are great. I don't like the functionality of the ledger, how you have to click around, how you have to get the app, how you have to find it, how you load the coin and all this nonsense. Also, like once you add a coin here, what if you forget which coins you added and you didn't know? Like, does it scan and tell you everything on the coin? Or do you have to add the coins? It's just like some more confusion on the ledger for me personally. The way I use it isn't the same. All right. But again, look, I got hardware wallets. I mean, you got Trezors, you got ledgers. You got to have yourself a hardware wallet, please. Most of your funds must be on a hardware wallet. I'm going to start saying this every single day. I'm going to spend 2 minutes of the stream every single day preaching hardware wallets. But do not leave all your funds on MEXC. Do not leave all your funds on KuCoin. Do not leave all your funds on Binance. Do not leave all your funds on these exchanges. Please. I am not a financial advisor, but I am a security guy in my own sense. For me, you must, in my humble opinion, have yourself on a hardware wallet. You must. All right? If you're not going to trade the funds, and these are long-term holds, bam, right? You got Caspa, and you're not sure what to do with Caspa. Get yourself the Tangem wallet today. Get yourself the Tangem wallet today for Caspa. All right? And we haven't spoken to them. They don't even know me. I was never paid to do this. Trezor does throw me a commission if you do buy Trezor. So they do hook me up. All right? But at the same time, I was using Trezor for 4 years before they even knew me. And I even had a YouTube channel that was connected to cryptocurrency. So, yeah. Shout out, we're the Irish Clovers today. Love Tangem. Shout out to Justin H. We love you too. Well, get me a Trezor. What wallet can we store Casper on? He answered it. There you go. Exactly. All right, everybody. All right. Join the trading group, CryptoLifer.com. MEXC, if you want to jump on in today, that's where we trade Levy. All right, and if you're going to trade leverage, you must learn how to double $100 or you have no business putting more money into trading leverage. All right? You guys got to be able to handle your emotions. You're going to be down 100, up at 100. You know, I traded spot for years before I even touched a leverage trade. I traded spot for years before I touched a leverage trade. All right? And I have all these people trade leverage and everyone kind of wants to be a big shot. And there's this like, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong. And there are some big time lev traders and they are pretty big. They are big shots. They do pretty good. You know what I mean? Like my boy Crypto Face, man. He's the man. But what I want to tell you is if you're a beginner, remember these people have been trading for a long time. And a lot of us have taken many an L. Jason Casper talks about taking L's back in the day when he didn't know, we all got into trading and then had to learn and find our way. So don't feel the need to have to do everything everyone else is doing. Just like sports, just like anything in life, it's one step at a time, one little move at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't push yourself to, you know what I mean? It's one move at a time. All right. Bearish div on the 15-minute for Bitcoin is the call out. Honestly, there was bearish div here. It already played out, in my humble opinion, with this low. Yeah. You can almost call it hidden, but there's a little bit of hidden bearish, right? Hold on. No, candle body to candle body is still down while that's down. No, I don't see any bull. I don't see it. I don't like how the moving averages are, so to speak, but I mean, look at this. Look at the consolidation. You can almost see this like inside of it. Look. You can almost see a parabola in there, like beginning to. Anyway, we'll see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Tandem 2.0 is superior. Ooh, what is Tandem 2.0? I don't have the 2.0 now? All right, I got to get the 2.0 now. I got to get EliPal. I got to get them all. Shout out to Tree Farmers. My man, Tree Brothers Farm. I love you, brother. My dude, another great call, man. Insane, huh? This weekend, dude, I was in St. Pete, Florida. Nicola, I was in St. Pete, Florida, man, my buddy. And I didn't call. I want to make it clear, though. I got into the trade up here. I'm still a little down on my trade right now. So I was preemptive with this look here. Right? And we lost the sauce, but I rebuilt. Still consolidating inside of this nice channel. We'll see what happens. So, but people, other people might be in the money because we started looking at it here. And we found the divergence there and we got the bounce, but we'll see what happens. Would it be cool? It's almost a hidden bullish too, in a way, because See how that's like not amazingly flat? Honestly, I feel like that's look, that's a downtrend. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Must have flipped the charts upside down, right? Oh, you can press a button and it just flipped to the 10-day. The 10-day, but the 10-day looks really nice. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. So anyway, so the thing is, look, there's your divergence. You bounce back and look, there's there's the dinero printer that I talk about every day. The 1 hour, right? And it bounces away from the 21. You get the divvy and you pump where? To the 200 SMA. I teach this all the time. Look, then you make this. This is a flag now. That could be a beautiful, see right here, someone could trade this flag right here, one trade on the day and just nail it. Oh yeah, let me get back to the 15. I was seeing some hidden bullish. So that's a swing up. Well, that swings down. That's a hidden bullish divergence. Tells you that the trend will continue to the upside too. So we identified a hidden bullish divvy on Bitcoin here, a lack of bearish momentum, and the stochastics are low. I mean, that tells me we're going to rocket to the upside. I don't know though, but I play that all the time. That's how I found on the 8 hour. If you're just new to this channel, let me show you some cool stuff on Bitcoin USD and the all-time history index. We're also going to give you the CME gap. We're also going to give you the NQ. We're also going to look at some Forex. We're also going to look at some other stuff. We're going to blow your mind here. Anyway, if you're new here, just know that I was calling bottoms for Bitcoin because of bullish divergence on the weekly. All right? This is how I was able to identify the bottom. That's why I bought the 19K Bitcoin live on my channel in front of everyone. I bought a whole Bitcoin live one day just to prove to everybody and to myself that I believe that was the bottom. You know what I mean? I said, I could say it all I want, and I could say, this is that and that. But I said, if I buy the Bitcoin live in front of everybody, I said, that's going to be the strongest action I could take to say what I really want to say. My dad always taught me, God rest his soul, he died in May, and I love him to death, and I miss him more than you would ever believe, and I talk about him every single day. I love you, Dad. I miss you, Dad. And I feel alone some days as the only man in my family now because I have 2 sisters and a mom. I used to have a man to talk to, And now at Christmas, at Thanksgiving, it's kind of weird. It's like, I still love my family, don't get me wrong, but like, my dad and me were the men, you know what I mean? When I went home, it was me and my dad, and he was like the girls, And they would go shopping or something, and me and my dad would watch football, and then I have 2 daughters and my wife, so when I go to Thanksgiving, it's like me and 7 women. No, but it's crazy, right? It's me and 7 women, and then my brother-in-law. So it's like me. I just realized it's me, and then my sister's boyfriend and her son. So I guess there's 3 guys. There's 4 of us. I'm the same boat. Lost my father the day after Thanksgiving, man. God bless you. Jimmy is looking down and smiling, so proud, baby. Shout out to the 782 people on the live. So we called this bullish divergence for Bitcoin, and we saw that we were going to take a move to the upside. We don't really talk about Bitcoin anymore, right? Everyone sees that I'm bullish. Everyone sees the trade that I'm talking about. And I just have this little flag on the one that's starting to break to the upside. Look, I just gave you this. I just gave you this trade. We want to see it flip the 200 SMA, and then we can party. This gets above this, we're gone. All about the 200 SMA. I can teach you so much. Look, we got above the POC. It's a good sign. If we get above, there we go, baby. There we go. And you got low stochastics. I just gave you this flag. I just gave you the trade. See, I'm the guy that actually shows you where price action is going to go, and it actually goes there while I'm live all the time. All the time. I do this because I go live during expansion for a reason. But shout out to Bastard Friend. I love you. This candle closes above the 200 SMA. We're likely going to that target at 34,640. Bang, bang, bang. Dancing with Sammy. Who's dancing with me? And again, a lot of people make great content, and I love all the different YouTubers. I love my content. I love the content we create here because I actually teach people how to actually make gains in the market. And I show them before it happens. Like I gave you this flag, right? I showed you, hey, that's a flag that's likely to break out. Okay? And I teach this. This is a strategy in which I teach to my students. I call it the dinero banger. Everyone wants a different name for it, but it's the dinero banger at the moment until we change the name. You find the divvy. You get pulled from the 21. You'll get this claw-shaped angle, right? You get in and you ride it to the 200 SMA. I sell 70% here, right? You do whatever makes you happy, and then let the less fly. If it gets above here, it's going to pump nicely. If it doesn't, it gets rejected. Many times it gets rejected by the 200, and that's the trade. The thing is, you don't need to care where else what's the market doing or what else is going on. This is a beautiful thing, and I call this the SAMMY money. I should call this. Let's come up with the real name for it today. The SAMMY BOWAMMY. The SAMMY 200 BOWAMMY. The SAMMY 200 BOWAMMY. The SAMMY 200 BOWAMMY, man. And this thing is going to be, I'm going to be known for this. It's going to go down in trading lore as the SAMMY BOWAMMY. All right. And there it goes, dude. Above the 200, continuing to the upside. Yes, I did leave Florida. Yes, sweetie pie. You having your vitamin? Come here. Give me a hug. She's like a little bunny. I don't want to dox my baby. Oh, I love you so much. You miss me? Huh? Oh, you're a blessing. I gotta do my show though, okay, honey? Okay. Thank you, sweetie. Oh man, she breaks my heart. She breaks my heart. You know, and I think of my sisters without my dad. I have 2 sisters, and I think of like their pain of losing their dad, you know? And I think of my connection to my daughter. And it just like, I connect myself to all those emotions. And I'm so connected to the love of my family. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little emotional. Whenever I don't sleep a lot, I get a little emotional. So I apologize. But that little girl breaks my heart, man. She's so cute and beautiful. Like, she's so innocent and special. And I just feel so damn lucky. You know? I feel so blessed. I feel blessed for each and every one of you in my life. I feel blessed that, like, we just showed you how to find this flag and it broke out. And I show, like, I teach this. This is the thing. Guys, how many times have I showed you guys this on the live now? And it comes around the same time. Here's another one. You get the bullish divvy here. You pump up. You get pulled away from the 21-day moving average. You'll pump up to the 200. Sell a partial, and then this thing could just rip. Once you're going there, it's just all fun and games after that. You know? The SAMMY BOWAMMY, baby. All right? The SAMMY 200 BOWAMMY. And maybe I got to change the name again. But for now, I mean, and it's a thing, man. You're a lucky papa. Trying 3 years to get a baby. Amen. Exactly. I totally agree. I miss my babies, man. Never, ever apologize for your emotions. God bless you, Ivo Tembro. We love you, man. 15-minute is cooking. Yeah, baby. We got to be on the right side of history, and we're above the POC now, baby. That's the key. We're above the POC. Let me hide my SAMMY BOWAMMY. That's so funny, right? But what a day it is to be alive, man. Look, there's the cup and handle breaking out to the upside here. However, you know, we gotta, I don't love the moving averages, I'll be honest, on the 5. But when things get crazy, we may even get ETF approval today, and other people are front running the idea too. See, what people don't realize is, buy the rumor, make the news. What I mean by that is, now people are going to front run it because now they don't know any day could be the day. You get it? Any day could be the day. So they're just going to be like, yeah. And look, now you can see that we have a resistance. We took some profit here, 34,500. Okay. $560, really, $550. So that's going to be our, like, we're going to have to break that to remain bullish. That's going to be our, like, our stomping grounds. Okay. Now, what we don't want to see is the 1 minute just lose the 200 immediately. We'd like to see the 1 minute stay above the 200 now. All right. Remember how we used the 200 on the 5 here? And I said, if we don't lose it, we'll be good. We haven't lost it yet. And I like to take everything off the table and look at that. So remember, you know, However, you got to be understanding that if the bulls can't break back above 34,894, expect more downside. We're going to have to make it above this key area to remain bullish. All right, it's not all just love and games. It is a bit of a Sammy Cup and Handy beginning to break out. It does have potential for some gains. I'm long. I see no reason not to be long, and we're going to go from there. All right, 34,500. Let me take you kind of deep into my science now. Remember when I was making this pattern on the live? And I said this is clearly a double bottom, right? And I said the measured move of your double bottom is going to be the neckline. And you're going to swing, and that tells you you're going to the upside here. Another thing that I want to teach you is how I love using the VRVP. Okay? What the VRVP does is it finds bullish order blocks. Also, look at this beautiful gap of inefficiencies. All right? Shout out to Master Friend, man, because I may not be like an ICT master at all, and I'm not going to say that, I'm even close. But when you sit with an ICT master and you guys are on the same wavelength, you can pick up a lot, and you've been trading for a long time. You can accelerate your learning to another level within minutes, honestly. And that's why you got to take Master Friends course and jump on into our mentoring program here. That's $300. I'm telling you right now. And do I have a banner? I should have a banner for that on the ready. I may or may not. This is old. This is the old banner, so we're not doing that anymore. It's $300 now, and you get a copy of the class, and then you get 3 mentoring sessions. To me, unbelievable value. And I wouldn't offer it if I didn't think it was absolutely astounding. Okay? And I still got to figure out everything that goes on with how, if there's a link for that, Jamie. But I believe we have a link in the description below. All right? But look, by knowing what's going on here, I can see that there's liquidity grabbing because they need to fill inefficiencies. All right? They have to balance. This is how it is rigged. And you will see these balances. All right, we made an inefficiency here. We had to dip into it. Now, you may not always go through it. You're permitted to come to the previous wicks of the halfway point. Look at that. And that is supportive resistance. Don't get me wrong. Like, you may come away with some of this coincidentally doing these things without even realizing it. If you use proper supportive resistance, if you stick with the exact traditional science of TA, you'll be amazing. You'll be amazing. All right? And Leverage Mastery, 2-hour video class. Become a Leverage Master. Leverage Master Discord section, 3-week Zoom mentoring sessions. And honestly, we call it Leverage Mastery in a way because, he teaches leverage in there. But it's really also about candles and price action, and you're going to learn so much. All right? Advanced leverage management and mitigation strategies. 300 for serious traders to the next level. This is going to really blow your mind. And this is because too many people are using leverage in just a horrible way. They have no idea what they're doing. They're losing their accounts left and right. And it's unfair to the average trader because they're excited, they get in, and they never get a chance. And we don't like that. We find that a horrible thing in the industry that we want to change. All right? And so once you learn what's going on in this class, I believe you're going to see so much and learn so much. All right? So a big inefficiency here. We did touch into it. It's likely we go further into that inefficiency, though. I'll tell you what. And look, the one thing I really wanted to talk about here was this gap in the VRVP. If you look here, you can see that this is a gap, which tells me that 47,000 is not that far away. 47.9 even, like high, almost 48K is just not that far away, everybody, as far as people think it is. Look, we're closer to 47 than we almost are to 15,000 at this point. Yeah, that's insane, right? We're pretty much in the middle. It's pretty awesome. All right? I hope to take your course on Sunday. There you go. Facts, I'm one of them. Amen. Shout out to my man. The Leverage Mastery class is full mentorship program. 3 live lessons every single week in the 99. What's the last chance price what's the last chance prices before it goes up? I don't know, man. You're a blessed man. Thank you. A few months ago, despite being a bear, the monthly chart made me think we may hit 48K. I can't help but feel it's meant to be. How do you feel about Trust Wallet? I think it's amazing. I never really used it all the time. You're going to show them the new biggest trade you've seen ever. You're going to show them the new biggest trade you've seen ever? You just made a huge trade? Yeah, I'll show it. I'm like weird at reading information. I hope, yeah. Wow. So when Bitcoin goes high, a lot of outflow on the exchanges. Bitcoin price surge sees significant asset outflow. The outflow of assets in crypto exchanges is considered a bullish sign as it indicates traders are moving their assets away from exchanges and no longer want to sell. People are just starting to hodl, baby. They grabbed what they could in the bear market and are starting to, hey, we need to see one more digit, then we can talk in the juice world. You guys are funny. Is it in the trading group right now? Long squeeze. So you think we're going to go the other way now? Yikes. Oh yeah, they are squeezing the longs now. Let's see what BOOKMAP is showing us. Juice is selling out. So yep. Short squeeze, long squeeze. It does feel like a fake move Monday. That's why you just keep your stop loss in place and hang out. All right. Look at that, though. They did in a second. They turned it around. Now it's all about this 200 SMA on the 5. You don't want to lose it. Looks like we're going to lose it right now pretty fast. It really does. But remember that 7 is really beat, and it's just the 5-minute. Bit of a double top now. See how the moving averages are curving. You're likely to drop down to this 200 SMA now that you've lost it. But only time will tell. But now it looks like we're going to dump to the downside. I'll be honest. You don't want to lose the 200 SMA on the 5. This is it right here. This is the battle. It was nice. We were above the POC. See, things were looking good. They just did a U-turn, but the stochastics got high in the 5. All right? They did. And this could just be a liquidity grab to scare people before we pump. It's a double bottom technically. It's a weird pattern, though. I'll give you that. Again, why in this idea you take the partial, right? And then you let it ride. See, at this point, you've already taken profits. That's the beautiful thing about this. Wow, look at that. That was a slaughter. That was a slaughtering. That was just, look at that. That was insane. And look, once we lose the 200 SMA, we're gone. Look at that. Yep. I did have to switch short on my trade. I'll be honest with you. I reversed it. All right. I had to reverse it. We'll see what happens. All right. You got to be able to kind of think on your feet, though. It's not easy. That's the thing about leverage trading. It's like, you know, you got to be able to think on your feet. All right. Yeah. So you had to reverse that trade real quick. Now I'm already up 25, 5%, $30, you know. I saw some, you know, you got to be able to reverse the trade. All right. Wow, 33.90, here we go. And again, it's all about losing the 200 SMA, all right? Once you lose the 200 SMA, you're going down, all right? That's all it is. That's what it is. And then you're going to go down to your next 200 SMA. Like this 7-minute is so likely coming down here, okay? And again, I was bullish, but look how fast they turned the tides, right? And you can always kind of, you know, you can bow out and live to fight another day too. You don't have to win every single trade. Like today, this has been tough. It's been like a Monday, this price action. This just literally took a turn for the worst immediately, right? Battling 34,000 now. And again, don't be surprised that they whip it right back up and then pump again. You know, a lot of manipulation going on. That's why the majority of my money is spot Bitcoin and spot trades, in and out, doing my thing, okay? Another 100 subs, 47,100. Yes, we got a lot of subs yesterday. Sam is a legend. Thank you. And there goes my right shoulder. Gone. Your shoulder hurts? How does it feel? I short 35K. You're making gains. That was such a call, and Sam is playing it like no big deal. Legend. I don't know. I mean, I was long. I feel kind of stupid. I wanted to be long. I'm very hard on myself. But I did say as long we had to keep the 200 SMA on the 5, and we didn't, we would dump. All about the 200 SMAs. Like, literally, I could just sit here just trading these. I don't need any other. I could just sit here trading the 200 all day long. Once you get above it, you open up a long. Like, look, once you got above this 200 SMA here, you opened up the long, you were gone. You stay in there until you go below the 200 SMA. You don't lose that long until you go below it. And this could be the beginning of a bigger short too. You know what I mean? Now I'm up like 5.6%. I flipped it reverse style. I did it calm, cool, and collectively. You know? Massive, massive dump now for Bitcoin. Okay? And now we have to switch to the small time frames, and now we start looking for the bear flags and all that. I could see this V-shaped recovery right back to the upside, too. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just went all the way right back up. Today's a weird day. Let's see the 5-second. I need to get into the 5-second chart. It's one of those days. Here we are again. Remember, it's been a while since I did this, guys. Ah, man. So hold on. BT. Let me heal. Hold on. We got to get situated here. I was doing my long-term analysis, too. Now I have to deep dive the short-term Bitcoin analysis. BTC, USDT. I'll take the MEXC chart. Why not? For small time frames, MEXC chart's great, right? Because you're going to be just in the grind here. All right. Yeah, see that 30-second chart? I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just whips all the way back up. And they just go the complete other way again. They got everyone on pins and needles, man. You know what I mean? I closed the short for mitigation gains, and I want to see this make some type of flag before I enter the short again. And I may be wrong, may continue to dump, I may miss out, but I believe I can get myself some type of continuation pattern here. And there's a chance this V-shaped recovery is all the way right back to the upside. I did close my trade. I'm out. I took a gain on the short. It wasn't amazing. It was like $40, but it mitigated the loss that I took in the reverse. And it was kind of kind of keeps me at a break even. 33,900 in holding for Bitcoin. And there we go. Also, it's all about not losing tons of money. For me personally, mitigating risk at every point is the key. All right. However, the 7-minute really should go all the way to that 200 SMA. That's just how it should happen. You lost it on the 5. And just like that, I mean, you close a candle below, open up a short with a stop loss. This, you never know. It could be one of the most prolific shorts of your life. So one of my kind of easy tricks to do is I open up a short or long when you move below the 200. Stop loss on the other side of the 200, and then just see how long you can ride it. You know? It's a simple way to trade. It's so simple. You know? It takes a little structured work because then you got to trail the stop loss. You got to pay a little more attention to the trade. It's not as like a pattern trade where you're watching a pattern. It's more of a momentum trade where you're kind of playing momentum. All right? And while they're jamming it down our throats now, 33,870. Excuse my language, but that's how it feels like. Slamming us with candles. Beating us with red candles. IBC ticker has been delisted from DTCC. Wow, look at that. Sam, look at the weekly rising wedge. Down to the 5-minute 200 SMA. The 7-minute. We already hit the 5-minute. All right. Huh. And now you got yourself a double top. Let's get back into price action, what I was doing. Let me give this a breather for now, but it does look like we go lower. Watch your 7-minute time frame, and you're very likely to go all the way to the 200 SMA. All right? You're just that's just the likely scenario. Not guaranteed, but likely scenario. Again, I have no idea where price action's going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All I know is what divergences are, right? Stuff like that. I don't know where price action's going to go. Other people wake up and they claim they know what's going on. Bitcoin's going to go to 35, then 34, then do this. I don't know what it's going to do. I really don't. All I know is the fact of my own ignorance, and that I need to learn every single day and just get and just gain more information. The more information I can get, the better off I'll be, right? So that's it. And I know price action loves to come to the 200 SMA. Yep, there it goes. I should have stayed in my short, right? But there you go. I mean, that's likely to dump further down. And you just got to trust the 200 that you're going to go to the 200. Just trust it. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. I've seen it happen like 1,000. It really happens like 980 out of 1,000 times. So if we don't hit this yellow line, I'll be very surprised. Like I'll walk off the show. No, I will walk right off the show. I will undo the mic and I'll just. If we don't hit the 200 SMA, I'll end the show. How's that? 33,679. We're getting the dumpage to the downside. And Bitcoin's going to pull the whole market down. All your altcoins, everything's going to dump now. You think, no, but yes, that's what happens. It's kind of sad, right? Such a huge pump for Bitcoin, but you can still get slaughtered the next day. And that's why mentorship is proper for Bitcoin. You got to kind of, cryptocurrency is not the stock market. You really, really have to have your wits about you. You have to pay attention. You got to put in the work, right? And you got to be super cautious, and you got to be, you know. Yeah, I just heard the 4-hour scream. Look out below. Yeah, let's take a look at the CME now. And then again, now we're back to the idea of the 21, right? When the 4 hours this far away from the 21-day moving average, you're likely going to have to come back. All right. We also have a major inefficiency here that would like to be filled in the 4 hour, right? So you got two things kind of brewing. One last thing I want to show you is the CME gap too as well. So let's take a look at that. How's everybody doing tonight? And today, how we all feeling? Is everyone happy with what we're seeing today? Shout out to the 826 people on the live. 413 likes, $36 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for jumping on in. No harm in taking profits on a green day. Amen. Like this morning, we woke up, massive profits. Everything was green. Crypto bubbles was loving life. Right? Now what? Mina still up 91. Flow, CFX, still coins. Hex doing well. Gala up, Rune up, Theta up, Filecoin, DYDX, Pulse Chain, Pepe up. Injective Protocol, one of my lovely calls, doing damage. EGLD getting some love. One of my long-term holds. Caspa getting love. TWT, and everything really doing well. Let's see in the last hour, though. We got some red action. Some DYDX still holding strong. Theta, okay. XRD, but Pepe, Mina, Atom, Quant, you know, some of the big boys all taking a bit of a hit. Now there's your divergence, right? Let's see if we got it on like the 30-second. Yeah, now you got a divergence here. See, that's a sharp swing down while that's more flat. It's not amazing, but it does suggest that you could slightly start to get a bounce. This is when I would just make flags, though. Seven minute getting very close to the 200 SMA. Wait for the Stokes to come on down. So I can tell you where price action is going to go green or red, and I had to switch it. We had to switch it. And previous resistance. I mean, I even said if you can't close back above these levels, expect more downside. You can see clearly resistance. If you can't, once you make a resistance, you have to believe that it is until you get back above it again. DYDX is a token unlock. Be careful. Took profits, feeling good. My quant take profit was perfect, baby. Amazing. And so we just want to see this come to the 200 SMA. Now, if we lose that, a bigger fall, we'll go even further down that. That'll be the indication for an even bigger trade to the downside. That could be another entry. All right. And there it is. It's about to happen. Come on, man. Do what you're supposed to do. Hit the yellow line. How did I know it would hit the yellow line? Because I do this for a living, everybody. All right. I literally do it for a living. All right. And a lot of good volatility today. Right. So if you're in that short from 35, you're in the money now too as well. Open up shorts. A lot of bots switching to 27K buys. Could you imagine that red? All right. Look how we bounced right off the 200 SMA. You see that so far? It's amazing, right? It's programmed. The bots are programmed to do that. But now I can walk away for the show now, right? I mean, I did it. Everyone have a great day. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Just ridiculous. I hope you're having a full day of blessings. No, I read some things weird about MEXC. I did. I'll be honest with everybody. But I have 1,200 traders and not one person has ever said a word to me about that. Also, some of those posts are old from like 2 years ago. But again, if you keep most of your money on a hardware wallet, it does not matter anything about anything. Like, we don't have to listen to any FUD about any exchange. If you keep most of your funds in a hardware wallet and you protect yourself, then you have nothing to worry about. You can go to sleep, you know. ETF was canceled, bro. Yep. We may not get it until May or June. You never know. Jamie, we got some news on the ETF. Anybody got news on the ETF? All right. And again, like I talked about, if we lost the 200 SMA on the 5, it was time to short. And then you can short to the 200 SMA on the 7. It's a cool little way to trade. So if you lose it on the 5, trade it to the 7. Right, and look where price action stopped right there. That was the perfect place to take profit. You think I'm insane, right? Like, how did I know that was going to happen? Pretty nuts, no? You don't think that's insane? If I saw somebody say that this random, if I had never traded before and I saw some guy online and he's sitting there and he's like, oh, there's a line right here. Look, this is kind of Adam and Eve double top it away too. Right? And I was like, it's going to go to this line and then stop, and price action goes there and stops. I would think something weird was going on. I'd be like, is this guy, like, who is this guy? Is he a market maker? What does he do? You know what I mean? Juice long for 5. Oh my gosh. It just removed from the DTC listing. Don't get articles written when something happens yet. Thank you, Yeah, so remember there was a DTCC listing of IBTC. Maybe they're just going to change the name, you know what I mean? It could be so simple as that and people are flooding, you know? But everyone got excited 18 hours ago as it was listed, right? So iShares Spot Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund proposed by investment firm BlackRock has been listed on the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. And it was IBTC, right? Now I wonder if he's saying anything about what's not being done now. The Bogle effect. Okay. Anyway, so he said it was listed. I want to see if now we'll watch him to see if he comes out with anything. Let's see if Lisa Abramovich says anything on her thing about it happening. The U.S. government had $2 trillion budget deficit for the fiscal year through September, a gap that's $1 trillion more than the prior year, dude. You can't go into debt $1 trillion a year, man. You know. Bond buyers step in when 10-year yields hit 5% for now. The bond market has been damaged. The Chinese just sold a bunch of bonds. You know, what happens when people don't want to keep buying the debt? What happens then? What happens to the bond market then? You know what I mean? So just, you know, again, we should now get the money printer idea where this pumps back up to the 200 SMA again. Doesn't always happen after a slaughter like this, though. Usually for a regular, you know, this one was pretty nasty. But it almost looks like an inverted head and shoulder here that could make our way back to the upside, right? And I'm the guy that can show you exactly where price action is going to stop and exactly where it may either pick up, consolidate, or begin again. So if you're on a trade right now and you were watching red candles, you might have been extremely emotional. But then you took a break and you sat with me and you were like, but everything's great. Like, he showed me we were going to the yellow line. We went to the yellow line. Like he's in control, so I feel in control. Everything's okay. Okay. It's not that emotional. It's not that crazy. It's technical analysis. Maybe I should learn more about this TA thing this guy's using because he seems to kind of have a feeling of what's happening in the market, and he's not emotional over it. You know, he's emotional over his kids, apparently, but not the market. right? Most likely the tag should have been listed there so soon. Agreed. Someone just did it on purpose to pump the price. You know what they're doing, man. To get retail to hawk in so they could shred the price back to the downside. You know how many people ran in and bought Bitcoin yesterday? That was not the time to buy Bitcoin yesterday. That was the time to trade Bitcoin leverage and take a bunch of money out and then wait for Bitcoin to go down and buy more Bitcoin. Right? So we're looking for this right shoulder now, and this is the cup and handy. Dude, isn't this, don't you see money printer right now, friend, or am I wrong? Friend, isn't this like, aren't you seeing what you like? I feel like these strategies overlap because it's the same, I just look at it differently, but there's a little inefficiency right at my target. Now, is that how strong is that inefficiency? What's the weight on that inefficiency? Right? It's pretty bearish now, 34.39, 34.5, 33.5. Technically negating that right shoulder completely. This is what I do now. I'm attempting to figure out, what's the goings-ons. Do we attempt a double bottom here is the question. RUNE from yesterday, GFT Super Chats. Thank you, Lakochi Coker. Huge gap on the 15 near 32,550-ish. So you got a bullish order block down here. Now you start looking at the other moving averages. See? Now you're likely to come all the way down to this 200-day moving average. You see this? And look, you lost the gap of the VRVP. All right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. $33,366. Okay. And so, like, I feel like 100x short, in my humble opinion, is just likely, and we can get this move all the way back down here. And even, it looks like we could come all the way back down to 30,600 even. We'll play this in our favor, right? But again, just like we hit the 7, we should be able to hit this yellow line on the 15 now, right? So what I did is, I just figured that would take a nice tumble down. Liquidation, yeah. See here. And look at that short's already up 11%. 95x leverage. All right. And forgive me, I'm a little tired today, so I'm not as quick as I used to. I think all the 100x and longs from 34K are toast. Storage, what's your opinions on trading it? I mean, it all depends. Something confused me, but I'll figure it out at another time. But yeah, so now the 15-minute to me is likely to drop down to the 200 SMA. It may take all day, and the small time frames may play with your mind, but I would just sit on the 15-minute all day and wait for this yellow line to hit, just like we saw the 7-minute hit. So remember how we opened up a short when we lost it on the 15, and we traded down to the 7. So now we want to see the 7 lose it, and then we want to trade it down to the 15. Same exact sauce that we're doing, okay? Same thing we just did. We're just going to expand this. So when the 5-minute lost the 200 SMA, short was flipped to reverse, right? Price down to the 200 SMA on the 7. Now, if the 7 loses the 200 SMA, flip the short to reverse, and we take it down to the 15. All right. I'm preemptively getting into the short already to kind of take that move down. All right. And there was bearish divergence too. And now let me take you to the CME gap too as well. Yeah, the bull run's over, man. It's canceled. Bull run canceled. It's a wrap. Everyone go back to your homes. Go back inside. The music's done. No. I don't like this song because he talks about drinking wine. I haven't had alcohol in 3 years now, so I don't drink the alcohol. The alcohol. I don't do it. All right, let's take a look at the CME gap here. I already had this kind of drawn. So look, we've got this very large level of liquidity waiting on the 4-hour. Let's take a look. This is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Bitcoin chart, all right? Why? Because you want to see when they close on Sunday and we had that huge pump on the weekend, was there a CME gap? And wherever the CME gap is something we want to pay attention to. These are going to be eventually bullish order blocks, and that's at 29,700, all right? There's another gap right here at 27,000. It's a tiny one, but it's still a gap. Did they actually touch on the wicks? No, the wicks touch, so I guess it's not a gap. But it's close enough. There are inefficiencies, though. There's a lot of them. So this tells me that we could come all the way back down here, too. All right, and we could pull a Fibonacci. Look, the 786 rides right there, which is very eerily weird. So a place I would think to load up for Bitcoin will be 29,800 because that's going to be a CME gap and it's going to be a 786 level. All right. So what I'm going to do, like a smart young man, is go to 29.8 and set me, an order there. All right. Shout out to Mexi. We love you. We appreciate you. You guys are the best. I hope that the FUD that I'm reading is FUD and not real because, but if it is, put all your money on a hardware wallet, please. Please. I can't control any exchange or what they do. All right. All I can do is find the best place I believe that we can pay the least amount to make our trades. That's what I attempt to do every single time. I don't want to lose tons of money trading fees, man. We trade a lot here in this. I trade a lot. You guys trade a lot. You don't want to look back on your whole year of trading and realize how many fees you paid, right? So I don't know. But I'm also not a dishonest person. I'm always going to address FUD. You're never going to see me hiding in the dark. I don't do that stuff. All right. Remember, I dropped 3 commas like a bad habit in 2 seconds. The second they weren't playing the way I wanted them to play. So, have faith, my friends. Have faith. So now what we're doing, we're waiting to see if the 7-minute will close candles above, below, or is it going to get held up? I'm going to try to make some sense of what's happening right now in my mind here. Give me a second. This is how my mind works. If you're new to the channel, just give me a second here. I'm going to figure out where Bitcoin's going. It's just going to take me a second. You got to let me do my thing. All right? All right. I'm going to start from the very beginning. That's how I do. First things first, everyone who's getting bearish and scared, I don't know why. We had such a good week and day yesterday. We're at 33,000. It's weird. Bitcoin could pump 50 grand in a day, and then if it pulls back a second, you know what I mean? Okay. 3-minute bear market flag, which will be on the 50 and 200 SMA. I had mine hacked in June. It was not a hardware wallet, but still lost a lot of money. I'm sorry to hear that, man. FUD fully loaded. Hope fades away. Amen. Watching to see if price action assumes the pattern again or rejects. Yeah. Sam, can you recommend some hardware wallets? Trezor is my favorite that I use all the time. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, the main ones. But it doesn't have a lot of support for also a lot of little coins. But you can connect it to your MetaMask wallet and then make your MetaMask wallet kind of your, and that can work for you too as well. All right. So look, we're going to take a look at this weekly candle. It closes like this. This is great. It's a very bullish weekly candle, period, right? And we broke above resistance. It's absolutely lovely. Like you broke above resistance. Bitcoin broke above. Like we can kind of, a lot of the other FUD that we were going other places is kind of out the window at this point. All right. So Bitcoin doing really well. Now pullbacks come after, look, massive pumps. There are pullbacks. Bitcoin will likely pull back. This is what happens in trading. Massive pumps like this. You can see the 786, the 618. These are levels that we're going to be looking for. 26,000, 27.5. Those look like likely areas to watch, but we may never go below this previous resistance here. So you have, let's see, the weekly support is 31,005. That's what I'm going to call it. So 31,005, 31,750. You have some strong support on the weekly. So this is going to be a level that you likely may hold. Like we may never go below 30K again. I know everyone's getting bearish right now, but let's kind of break down the facts and let's take a deep breath, right? Everyone gets bearish real fast. I don't know why. It gets pretty crazy over here. Now, okay, so here, $10,000 Bitcoin, dude. Nah, man, let's get real. We had bullish divergence on the weekly. So I don't even talk about 10K Bitcoin. I think it's like pointless to say. You know what I mean? The reason why is because we will have to break through 30,000 first. Then we'll have to break through 27.9. You know what I mean? Like we gotta and then we'll have to go through 25,000. At that point, then I'll start talking about 19K and 60K and then maybe 10K. You know what I mean? But at $10,000 Bitcoin, it's just highly unlikely, in my humble opinion. All right. Bitcoin is going to $37. Exactly, right? That's like the same. To me, 10K is the same thing as saying it's going to $5. You know what I mean? Bitcoin moves 5%, 5K, Bitcoin coming. Yeah, right. Yeah, Bitcoin moves 5% and people say $5,000. So, anyway, so weekly looks beautiful. We have a really nice support for the weekly. If we lose it, we're going to come down and test, remember, that 29,350 area. All right, and I'll have you guys there. So until then, really no talk about even 25K, 27K. I'm going to take you, and again, I'll be back doing my update for the trading group in 5 hours. I'll be on Sin City Crypto. I'll be doing BOOKMAP. So we're going to be doing this all day long. I'm going to be on the charts. So remember, I'll be on BOOKMAP today. If you want to see me again, I'm on BOOKMAP today. BOOKMAP, the YouTube channel. Let me show you where it is. And shout out to the 800 beautiful souls here on the live. You people are amazing. One of my biggest live streams ever. You guys are awesome. So we're progressing every single day here on the channel. I absolutely love it. And I was able to kind of show you a short, right? As it happened. Did anyone take gains on the short? Did anyone figure out something and learn something today and make gains on a short? Did anyone see something they never saw before? Raise your hand. Just let me know. I want the feedback. Did you find out something more you didn't know about trading that changed your life? Let me know. And anyway, the FOMO in the coming weeks is going to be real if this keeps up pace. Back to the 200 SMA. So anyway, 33.8 doing its thing. All right, let's go. And now what I do is I like to kind of go further down to the 3-day chart. So the 3-day chart, it had hidden bullish. I showed it every day, and it told me that we were going to break the high inside of the hidden bullish divergence. And I talked about it over and over again, and I said, this is what happens. Nobody believed me. They saw me buy spot Bitcoin, 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand. I bought like 3 Bitcoins or something down here. Whoever, I shouldn't even say it, but I bought a lot of Bitcoins live on the channel over and over again in these areas. You guys saw me do it, you know. Anyway, so boom. And then we had a massive move to the upside. I mean, I made like, I don't know, 30 grand, right? Because there was 3 Bitcoins at 10 grand a piece, or like 7 grand a piece. I guess like 25,000. We got 31K too. Bulls and bears are the same. It's just which direction you feel more comfortable making trades. I'm spot, so I'm a barrel. A bear bull. I don't know what he meant. I'm starting to understand the 200 SMA money printer moves better. We appreciate you, lifer. Always something new to learn every day. Because your green candles gives you red candles. BlackRock ETF ticker vanished, dumped news. Yep. Confirmed me theory. That just added more pumpage. I FOMO into the coming weeks. It's going to be real if this keeps up pace. Oh, yeah. I mean, they got a lot of news. A lot of news out there. So, look, the hidden bullets played out. So now we know our level to watch. We know our playing field. Now let's kind of zoom into the daily. Daily's very overbought in the stochastics, and we're really far away from the 21. And I always teach that when you get away from the 21, you're going to have to come back. So there's going to be a pullback at one point on this daily time frame. And it's either going to go sideways or down, but one of these things is going to happen, and the 21 has to come back into price action. Whether we go here or here, the 21 has to touch before our next bigger move to the upside. So I don't see another huge move coming for Bitcoin until the 21 touches price action on the daily. We were scalping small time frames today, see if we can get one more kind of massive pump. Didn't seem like and that wasn't going to be the case. All right. So now now I can delete these. I just wanted to give you my idea on the daily. And now we can clearly see that the 4-hour can come back down, fill the CME gap, right? Pull a fib from here to here. Come into the golden pocket, right? CME gap's even lower here. Remember, where's that CME chart? Just want to comparatively look at them. The CME gap sitting at 29.8, all right? Yeah, 29.750 is the 786 there. That's that CME gap look. So when you look at this, I mean, Bitcoin could easily come back down and have to touch the 21-day moving average. All right? It's all about the 7. You want to see the 7 break the 200 SMA, then we can short the 15-minute back to the 200 SMA. Remember that. Key ideas. You can do this long. You can wait for the 7 to get above the 200 SMA, and then you can long it till it hits the 200 SMA on the 15 and get out. You can do this short or long. It's the same idea. These are great strategies. Keep them in your back pocket. I'm giving you stuff for free because I could pass tomorrow, and I won't be able to teach tomorrow when I'm not here. There's no guarantees that I will live forever, right? There's no guarantees that I'll be here. So if I know that and I believe in that, then every single day I have to trade and live like it's my last. And if it's my last day today, I want to make sure I taught you something. I want to make sure I gave you something to give back to society. I want to make sure I kept someone from getting slaughtered, gave them the education, and heck, even just gave them the confidence to get out of bed in the morning and tell their wife they love her, tell their kids they love them, If I help you push forward every day, do the right thing, I hope I do. I stay off drugs and alcohol so that I can show up every single day here and do what I have to do. If I got drunk this weekend, there's no way I would have had the energy to push forward like I'm doing. All right. So Bitcoin likes the channel. I wouldn't be surprised if we start a channel now. And you stay in the channel until you don't. Now, if we lose this and bearishly retest it, short it right down into this order block, 31,659. So either that, we come back up here and we go, we kind of make a falling wedge. At the same time, I see Bitcoin slowly pulling back throughout the week. All right. And that's it. I mean, had we broken out of that flag that I had, things would have changed. We did not, right? So now I'm watching the 7-minute 200 SMA to see if we lose it. If we lose it and we barely retest this area, shorting Bitcoin back down to the 200 SMA on the 15. All right. That's kind of where I stand for Bitcoin today. So I see a pullback on the bigger time frame. The 4-hour needs to head back to the 200 SMA. The stochastics are low. And we have tweezer tops. This will close in 3 hours and 55 minutes. No, 3 minutes. I was about to say that can't be. In 3 minutes and 55 seconds, we're about to close tweezer tops. which is bearish, period. When 2 candles, right? And we got to sell off here too as well. So chicken's got to come home to roost. The 15-minute wants to come down to the 200. The 4-hour wants to come down to the 21. And it will do it in style, likely, and go up and down here. But this is likely a short to the downside. But you never know. You never, ever know. But for me right now, and look, what does BOOKMAP say? Does it corroborate my story? It does. It has a boatload of liquidity down here at 33,000. Where's my order here? So they have a big order here. They're not as low as me. They got a bunch of buy orders here at 33K, but that could froth over, meaning once we hit 33K, they push forward down. And I mean, I got an area here at 31,670, 650. All right. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell for us today. I see a short to the downside for the 4-hour, coming back to the 21-day moving average. It's just so likely what's going to happen. It could take till tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, but it's likely going to happen. All right. The confirmation of the short is losing the 200 SMA on the 7-minute. Once we do that, I'm in on the short. Okay. Great place to take profits is when we finally hit the 200 SMA on the 15-minute. All right. I could even set an alert on that. When price action hits it, it'll alert me. My phone could ring and I can sell. All right. Bitcoin sitting at 33,710, losing a key level. We were watching this bull pennant this morning in a SAMMY cup and handy. It started to pump. It was looking nice. It induced the longs, and then it went short pretty nicely to the downside. Another way to watch this, I mean, look at that inverted head and shoulder on this tiny 1 minute. That could be a beautiful scalp right now to the upside. And that's a cup and handle. That should pump up to the 200 SMA. This is that thing that I just showed you. The SAMMY BOWAMMY, the SAMMY 200 BOWAMMY, right? Same idea, same structure. You look for the div, you got it. Now you got the right shoulder up to the 200 SMA. These are high risk, tiny scalps on small time frames. This is 1 minute. The whole market still does what it wants. This is just a little scalp here. But can you trade small time frames, big time frames? It took me years to kind of go back and forth, but I will help you figure that out too here on the channel. All right. Can you look at RUNE and GFT and ARK? We'll take a look at RUNE, GFT, and ARK for you. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Still getting hammered, or is it getting the bounce that I talked about? Look, it got the bounce that I discussed when everyone was bearish. See that? And what is that? Look, that's the exact thing that I just taught you. That's the SAMMY BOWAMMY 200 SMA. Look, are you starting to see us? Look, there it is. It pumps up to are you starting to see something? Do you get why I teach this now? You could trade it on the S&P on the 33-minute. You could trade it on Bitcoin on the 1 minute. You could trade this exact setup over and over again. I'm not saying it happens every single time, but when you get above the moving averages, you got this. This thing is a 90%. And then again, you'll know what you're doing over and over again. You'll look for it. You'll recognize it. You'll take it, you know. So just something to think about that, like, I see this, and you can trade what I show you on any asset in the world. That's what's the beautiful thing about the moving averages. Because human beings are the ones buying these assets. We create the same scenario over and over again. All right? Shout out to the 870 people on the live, 485 souls. God bless each and every one of you. Jump on into my trading group today. I'm telling you right now, CryptoLifer.com. CryptoLifer.com, new website ready for you. All right? Learn to trade and unlock financial freedom. Join today, okay? And have access to the Discord. Take the first step where you can actually post your charts, get critiqued on your charts, have people say, hey, and join our weekly newsletter. It'll be awesome. We put a lot of effort in there. So it's family-friendly. Perfect your skills. I mean, this is, and choose your plan. Jump on it today. Crypto Lifer, baby. Become a lifer today. I show up every single day, nonstop, and I love you. All right? Is Bitcoin going to break out of the inverted head and shoulder? It looks like it may. 1 minute may get a nice pump out of this flag to the upside here. Bang, bang, bang. Right? For bitty Bitcoin. And if you're waiting on that short on the 7-minute, just wait on that short. You know what I mean? Because the confirmation will come. Watch this pump, y'all. We should get up to this 200 SMA. But it's a bearish day too, though. So, I really want the 7-minute to lose this 200 and dump. And then we can start that nice short to the 15-minute 200 SMA, baby. And life will go on the way it's supposed to. But let's see. These are ascending triangles. They could break up or down either way. Remember that. Ascending triangles are what are called bilateral patterns, which could go either way. So this is the flat top with the moving up bottom, and this could just come right down and continue to dump. Can you please take a look at Solana when you have a chance? Yeah. So S&P, inverted head and shoulder, pumping back up to the 200 SMA. I see it in this bigger channel, and they're going to have to print money. They're scared. The government is scared at this point. $1 trillion of debt in a year. Like, they added to, we are out of control. We are out of control. All right? The U.S. debt clock, right? The national debt. I mean, it's out of control. $33 trillion debt. We're in $33 trillion a day. Do people really understand that? We owe $33 trillion. And we continue to borrow money every day. They just put a bill out saying that if we can't give money to Ukraine, then we can't even pass the bill. So if we don't send money to Ukraine, then we can't pass the bill. You know, when they send money to Ukraine, what they do is they print money we don't have, and that creates inflation immediately, right? No one's realizing that. Everyone's like, send money to, and I love it. You know what I mean? And so the whole thing is, again, I don't want to be political, but I'm just talking about facts and math. That's all. I'm just talking about facts and math. I'm not even on, and I'm not. Don't try to pin me. I'm just going over math. And I try to even say Ukraine. I say any country. Whenever they send money to another country, and we are in debt, we're printing that money to service the debt, which means we're putting ourselves further into debt, right? I hope everyone realizes that, right? Like, money doesn't come out of thin air. Like, you don't just, and everyone's like, well, who pays that? Your kids pay it. My daughter is now on the hook to pay a tax fee. She's going to have to pay the debt off. When she goes to school, when taxes are higher, when she's older, she's going to have to pay the debt off. You see what I'm saying? It's pretty vicious, right? Printing the money is inflation. How much does that work out per average American? Yeah, I don't want to send money. Yeah, America's in tough shape right now. Like, it really is. We're in serious debt. We have heavy inflation on the home front. Larry Fink says thank you, right? RUNE, GRT, and ARC. So I see a short further back down to this area at 31,800 for Bitcoin. You do you, though, all right? You do you, and we will lose the 200 SMA on the 7-minute first, and then that's when we're going to start a nice dump to the downside. All right. Likely going to happen and then continue down, and then we'll go all the way to the 200 SMA on the 15, which is already sitting somewhere at about 31,800. So it suggests to open up a short at about 31,008 and let it rip. All right. I'm about to get myself into a serious short and just be sitting at my screen for an hour. I can feel it. Every dollar you pay in taxes goes to pay the interest on that one. I know. I already just took a short. It's up $26. It was 165x levered short, though, 17%. Don't do what I do if you don't know what you're doing, please. That's why I don't always tell you guys what I'm doing, because I don't want to push people to do things that I'm doing. Okay, you do whatever makes you happy. We lose this 7-minute, though. We are going to take a beautiful dump to the downside. A beautiful dump to the downside. I just want to see this happen. Once we lose that, we can continue further down. The fact that we bounced and didn't get much love says we can get a bounce further down. But you never know. You never know. Price action is extremely volatile right now, I'll tell you that. So be careful. What's good is stop loss on the way down, 31.8. Can you explain how to do that? I would just watch price action, man, on my own, honestly. All right. You're below the 200 SMA now, and you're about to get that, you know. And so 31.8 would be my target. 31 even 757. Right. Stop at 34.3. It looks that it extended the fake move Monday to all day yesterday. Pretty crazy, man. Right? And they just pumped Bitcoin like $100 faster than fast. It's actually extremely volatile right now. I would chill out on even trading too hard until we lose this 7-minute 200 SMA. If we don't lose it, we could end up back inside this pattern, and Bitcoin could end up ripping again. I'll be honest, price action is pretty weird right now. But in the long run, I see us making a falling wedge further down to the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. It's only a matter of time. You're going to come and touch this 21. It's going to happen, in my humble opinion. All right? Maybe not right now, maybe not right then, but it's going to happen. Confirmation of the short. Do not short until you lose this 200 SMA, please. You can get absolutely rocked, so be careful. All right? Ukraine. If you don't have allies, I usually scalp with 10x, but the last few days I've dropped it down to 4 and 5x only. There you go. Yeah. I mean, it's heavily volatile, like extremely out of control. So just be careful. Small amounts, little by little. Don't lose a lot of money. That's the key. All right? Not losing a lot of money is the key. You know? It's so nasty today, though. I'm exhausted, I'll be honest with you guys. Absolutely exhausted. Like, I need to just rest my brain. Finally got somewhat of a good night's sleep last night, but I couldn't get to bed till like 2 a.m. because I got home and just all that, you know. But I know tonight I'm going to get a really good night of sleep. So I'm excited. No, I don't believe Powell was speaking today. I didn't hear that. I haven't heard anything like that. So far, the 200 SMA has saved price action on the 7 minutes so far and giving us a bit of a bounce back to the upside. It's almost, remember this weird pattern that I play out where we're in this, like, this is the one weird thing that I've done before, which makes no sense, but it's like they make these falling wedges, they break them up both ways, and then they break it to the upside. It's like no one sees this, so no one would trade this, but it tells me that we're going to break to the upside now. You know what I mean? It's really strange. But it says we're going to go somewhere to the top of this pattern. It's still a falling wedge, even though they ruined it. It's really weird. But I've been showing my students this recently, but it's something I really keep under wraps because it's so, like, it's really, truly just unbelievably unique. Let's take a look at the DXY and see what's happening on the DXY. All right. So I said I wanted to see a dump. We got the dump. Look at the bullish div, and he bounced right back up. They got some bullish divergence. They bounced the dollar back to the upside. Let's get rid of my scribblings and my moving averages so we can see price action for a second here. But look, I have this line, and we did make a move to the downside, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we fell off. We're attempting to bearishly retest now. Let me get rid of this and this and this. I mean, that's a weird, that's a strange, that's like a descending triangle that you fell out of and then tried to get back inside. See that? I guess you want to pull this trend line down like so. I can make it a wedge. But nonetheless, you want to see this hit and come right back down again. And you have resistance for the dollar at 106, and the major resistance that you're right, don't want to get back above is going to be right here. See, stocks are the place to be. Wharton professor Jeremy Siegel says rising geopolitical risks represent a buying opportunity. You know what I mean? So I'm just, you know what I mean? Investors should favor stocks over bonds amid rising geopolitical risk and elevation inflation. Wharton professor Jimmy Siegel outlined the case for stocks in both short and long term. Stocks climb the wall of worry. When there's no cloud in the sky, you're buying too high. So, like, you see what he just said? Like, if it doesn't feel nasty and things are just absolutely horrible, then, you know what I mean? See how they were pumping now? So strange. Off the 200 SMA. It's insane. If you're not willing to scalp it in and out, you're going to get rocked and wrecked pretty fast. Be careful trading high leverage if you don't know what you're doing. All right. And I suggest if you can't double $100 trading spot, you have no business trading leverage. All right. And again, right, we didn't get the break below the 200 SMA. Therefore, the big short was not confirmed. Small little scalp of the 5 because we did lose it here. And now we're just bullishly consolidating. Think about it, the 4-hour has to make its way through the channel, so the small time frames will respond. If Bitcoin gets back above these highs, it changes the story. So 34,863, if we get above there, we get a good time in a retest. So you break it out and you retest that area, you know. Wow, I just saw something interesting that Bitcoin could be doing here. We may be getting some type of triangle like this. We may be forming this, and then we may be consolidating for a massive move up. There's a chance. So be ready for this too. Just be open-minded if we make a head and shoulder pattern there. I want to put that projection back. Can't even just use these, but yeah, look out for this to make a head and shoulder pattern. Bang. Time to buy. He just recovered 50% of the move down. Possible incoming cat ears. Bear flag on. I just got wrecked. What minute is the closest to the 7-minute? I don't have. I don't know. I don't know what you have and what you don't have. Why did you get wrecked, man? So sorry to hear that. That's nuts, Lifer. You're really teaching so well. I had the right shoulder drawn already. Interesting. Let's take a look at RUNE, GFT, and ARC. GFT looked interesting to me today. All right. Gifto. Thing pumped hard the last time we looked at it. Bitcoin, and I even said if Bitcoin dumps, it takes the whole market down. But it's still kind of in its, look, we could just restructure this, right? Still looking like it could do some damage. All right. Bang. Gifto looks interesting on the 4, and it looks very interesting on the 1-hour time frame. Wouldn't be surprised if we can get Bitcoin to go sideways for the rest of the day after all that nonsense and all those liquidations, right? If we can get it to go sideways and chill, this would be a nice plan, right? This is making me sick. Close the shorts. I don't have the 7-minute time frame. I know, right? So Gifto, I would put an alert here and watch Gifto, but it does look like it could make a nice pump. The 1 hour looks interesting to me, and it's been on my radar. All right. Let's take a look at RUNE. USDT on MEXC. Wow, RUNE mooned. Look at that. And so I had drawn RUNE like this, remember? And I said it was going to consolidate, and I had this falling wedge to the upside. I don't know when I put it out, but I did put it out. And shout out to anyone that took RUNE. RUNE banged. All right. Let's take a look here. David Handel had some RUNE out on 10-9. Trying to see when I projected this RUNE idea. Might have been during the screen share, but I can't remember. But even here, I had RUNE looks to continue at 195 on 928, right? It is in the money since then. Phone?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
What is it?
I just had to do something for Instagram.
So falling wedge to the upside, took a nice move to the upside. Yeah, I had to enter 2 factors, so my team might have been able to use it. I don't know how to do that now. But I had to add it because they wouldn't verify without it. Finally getting verified on Instagram. It's a big deal. Lifer, I don't know if you saw my email. Be careful depositing USDC on MEXC using Optimism. My USDC deposit got locked up and considered customer service is pretty unhelpful to say the least. Okay, let me send me your user ID and I'll send it to my guy and say, hey, and I'll ask him. Yes, you do. Find the drop-down menu to the timeframes and enter it at the bottom and click star to see it on Telegram. Yeah, you should go here and you should be able to add whatever timeframes you want. If you want the 1 hour, you can add whatever you want. You could add the 44-minute time frame. You can add the 104-minute time frame. You could do whatever makes you happy. I have the 330-minute. I have time frames other people don't have. You know, you could be super unique with it. But shout out to RUNE taking that big move. But look at the daily now and kind of double topping. Likely you're going to come back down now for RUNE. Back to the then you're just going to range trade it. Okay, now you can short RUNE back down, long RUNE back up, right? And look, it's away for the 21. The daily needs to come touch the 21, just like Bitcoin. Same idea here, same thought process. So RUNE coming back down to the 21-day moving average. Looks like a pretty nice short on the daily to the downside. All right. Watching Bitcoin now at 33,942. The volatility's slightly slowing down as we hold $33,900. All right. Can you look at Yield Guild Games? YGG? Yes, I can. YGG on MEXC. And I just have this in this giant. Oh, wow. It pumped nicely. Right. I had this in the giant consolidation, but it pumped up pretty nicely to the upside now. YGG, man. I like this coin, Yield Guild Games, and I believe it could do some damage. I'd look for it to come back down now on this 2-hour time frame and make a retest of this top trend line before it pumped again. So I'd look for it to pull back or make some type of flag, but one of these two things looks likely to happen. Smaller time frame, is it going to pump bigger? Yeah, I'd look for the 1 hour or the 2 hour to consolidate here. And either make a falling wedge or go sideways before my next bigger move, and then boom, or there, right? Are you in the negative on your short? No, I cut it off. 4 hours gorgeous, most likely highest volume of the week. This is the mood of the market. Tuesdays, 4 hours gorgeous, most likely the highest volume of the 4 hours gorgeous in what way? You know what I mean? Like in a short, or like you think this 4 hour looks bullish to you? The 4 hours gorgeously bullish? I mean, maybe you're seeing like that we're going to flag out and you're just like loving that we're consolidating, which is possible. You know what I mean? And we just get a massive move on out. We go sideways. If we go sideways this week, the alts will fly. If we can go sideways, the alts are going to pump like you wouldn't believe. It's going to be awesome. Let's take a look at ARK. I don't know. I haven't traded this. It's not on my radar. I don't know, man. This thing looks whack. Sorry. Yeah.
I was going to tell you it's 12:20.
I know.
You have to walk the dog, then you have BOOKMAP, and then you
At BOOKMAP, can you talk to BOOKMAP? Because I don't. Usually they make my my thumbnail already, and I don't see it.
Are you about to get off your line?
See, like there's no BOOKMAP thumbnail for me here today.
Okay, so you want me to?
Yeah.
Oh, you almost done?
Yep. Can you look at Solana? Can you look at CFX and get the chance? Bullish div of the 15, 30, 40 minute strong. Just in, BlackRock iShares trust has been removed. Yeah, we went over this. You're late to the party over here. Live, I don't know if you saw my email. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, but just send USDC on ERC20. That's what I would be doing. I don't use any weird chains with Coinbase, man. Coinbase doesn't do well with chain. Like, I don't know. I just, when it comes to Coinbase, man, they're usually like a one-chain shop. They don't do well with multiple chains. I already went over GFT, man. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. I got to jump on out of here. Don't sleep on stacks. STX. Possibly. And you said XRD was pumping hard? Erratics did get a little bit of a pump back to the 200 SMA there. See? Cup and handle. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. Sam, there's a revolutionary project coming called ARC. Let's take a look at ARC. ARC. All right. Bang. And today Amino comes out. Amino coin is coming out today. Right? The Amino Rewards Ammo Network. This should be coming out on Uniswap today. The project is an untracked listing. More details on tiers refer. Yeah, I feel like this project should hit Uniswap today, this new coin, and it should be pretty awesome. They have a deal with the San Francisco 49ers, the NFL, and it's a reward-based token, you know. Basically, you use their product, and they give you Amino tokens in return. And you could there's an app already using it. It's pretty awesome. They got merchants with ASICS, Kohl's, Microsoft. I mean, they got everybody. This coin drops today, I'm pretty sure, on Uniswap. This is crazy. So, it might be a pretty, probably going to be a sell-off when it hits the exchange. You never know, though. It might actually pump. You never know. But bots are pretty fast. They front run it. Just be careful. Not something that I suggest people do. You know what I mean? Just be careful. But we'll see. This thing should come out. But I honestly don't know much about it, so we'll see what happens. I'm bullish on Amino, says Fuzi. But he has one follower. Interesting. So not a lot of traction. Let's see their Twitter, though. 96,000 followers, September 5th, 700 people. Yep. We had decided to push back TGG for 1 week to November 1st. This will ensure that Amino Shop and Amino catalogs are ready to go live. We're very excited to launch on the 24th. It did not take this decision lightly, but know what's best for the project. So they will not launch now until the 1st of November. All right. Amino is much more than a move to earn. It's a robust health and fitness loyalty program that utilizes M2E and onboarding. All right. And I did speak to some of the people that are like behind the project. I was never paid to talk about it or anything like that. But I was thinking maybe I would, like to jump into Amino, but it's, I'm just, whenever I see these Uniswap things, I get a little nervous, but I think this project is amazing. I really do. And they have more connections than a lot of other big, coins. And it's a pretty simple idea. Like, a lot of them write these big, long ideas and they have to accomplish all this stuff. Amino doesn't have to do that. They just have to do rewards. Look at this. Very excited to announce our new 3-year partnership with Amino Rewards. The San Francisco 49ers, dude. That's the official 49ers website, and they just retweeted Amino Rewards. If you're a San Francisco 49ers fan and you like crypto, that's got to get you a little excited. All right? Gets me excited, so. All right, babe. Says I got to go, but I got to do the news, my love. Thank you. Can I run my life? Please? All right. I guess I can't run my life now. I wish I could, though. Okay. Let's break it down. My name is Samuel James Price, and every day I do the Crypto Liver Show, and I bring you the news, a 3 to 5 minute segment where I talk about what's happening in crypto, fintech, Web3, and more. Let's break it down. The big boys at BlackRock are talking. Let's hear what they're saying. BlackRock reveals plans to seed spot Bitcoin ETF in October. What this means. In a post shared X, formerly Twitter, Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchus mentioned that BlackRock's amendment about seeding is noteworthy because it wasn't in the original filing. However, he doesn't want to read so much into it. As to what seeding means and how is a positive sign for the crypto community, Balchus explained that seeding an ETF is when initial funding is provided to purchase a few creation units, which in this case would need Bitcoin in the exchange for ETF shares, which can be traded in the open market on day one. He further noted that seeding is typically not a lot of money, but just enough to kickstart the ETF. As such, one cannot assume that BlackRock is purchasing a lot of Bitcoin just yet. However, the fact that the seeding is starting already and they're disclosing it is another step in the process of launching. So they're just saying they're already buying little bits of Bitcoin. So they, you know what I mean? And even just little bits of buying could have gotten a pretty big move. More positive signs of an impending spot ETF. In a subsequent post on X, he noted that the BlackRock's iShares Trust had been listed, but it's been taken off since then. All right, so just, maybe they want to change the name. We don't know. Or maybe they just wanted to kind of get, retail in a frenzy so they could take advantage of us. I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. Grayscale launches crypto indices product with FTSE Russell. Grayscale Invest is collaborating with FTSE Russell to launch a crypto sector index series tracking digital assets by purpose. It's going to be pretty awesome. They will join forces to offer crypto-curious investors a product called Crypto Sector Index Series. The firm announces Tuesday. It'll include several indices tracking the prices of various buckets of digital assets according to their use cases. So you can buy AI, you can buy metaverse, you can buy gaming, and just kind of have yourself locked in without having to go and buy all these tiny little coins, know about all the little coins, and you can still have access to the market. That's going to be a good thing, and I like that they're doing that. DYDX, decentralized crypto exchange, open sources V4 code for upcoming Cosmos chain. This marks the first step in initiation of the V4 upgrade, where the DEX is transitioning away from its Layer 2 network atop Ethereum on its own standalone blockchain. Whenever something does this, it's a big deal for the chain. It also creates a little bit of insecurities that people worry, is the chain going to suffer? Is there anything in and out? Have they taken care of all the problems, So just want to make sure, open sourcing code is the core of the blockchain ethos, bringing transparency for developers that allows them to conduct reviews, detect bugs, and improve the quality. So just something interesting to think about and to pay attention to. All right. So DYDX is something that I'm paying attention to. I like it. No, I've been kind of bringing it up since back in the day. We've been actually trading it on and off for almost a year now. All right. And everybody, that is the news. As we jump back into the charts for Bitcoin, like we do every single day, thank you so much for coming on to the channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. All right. And we'll get that music back up and running, and I'll be out of here in about 10 minutes. I never expected to go this long. It's just kind of how the day goes. I still see this price actually coming down to this 200 SMA on the 15. Very likely that the 7 eventually loses this 200 SMA. The second we do that, I see a short most likely. So my plan for the day is to wait for the price action to break the 200 and to short it down to the 200 on the, give me a problem. Shorting it down to the 200 on the 5, all right, on the 15 minute. All right. And that's kind of what I'm sticking to for the day. All right. And remember, we had CME gaps and all sorts of other stuff down at 21,000. Where are these CME gap? Right down there at that 786, 29,790, a good area you may want to pay attention to for big load, like for maybe one last load up. It could be a nice area to get one last chunk of Bitcoin before they really do approve and things get kind of out of control. So paying attention to that. Look how far away we are from the 200 SM to 21. Price action has to come back to that. It's just very, very likely. So I'm more bearish than bullish. I do see a pullback now for Bitcoin. It is what it is. Again, we could go sideways and just kind of, but at the same time, and this may be a shoulder right and shoulder, we could be doing that too. I'm open-minded. I don't, I'm always open-minded. I don't want to have a bullish or bearish bias 100%. But if the 7 closes below the 200 SMA, I will short it down to the 15-minute 200 SMA. And that takes us somewhere to about 31,800. So I'd be looking for a profit taking for a short at 31,800. And that's kind of my, and there's a chance we bounce back up and we consolidate and the short never plays out. That's why I wouldn't touch it until we lose the 200 SMA on the 7-minute. And that is Bitcoin. And I also drew this funny falling wedge that says we could break all the way back up to the top of the pattern. And see this here? And so far that looks like it may actually happen. And Bitcoin never did lose the 200 SMA. Which brings me to the smaller time frames and this little flag. And look, this flag did end up breaking out on the 1 hour. It just kind of tripped out a little bit, but it did. And then we see another flag here on the 1 minute. And that looks like we could get a nice pump to the upside there, right to the 200 SMA. And there it is again. There's the divergence away, and then we pump up to the 200. So you're getting some, chop, but some bullish pull for Bitcoin on the smaller time frames. We will see. We will see. Resistance major for Bitcoin at 34,098. If you can't get back above that, expect more downside as well. So you're going to have to get back above the 200 SMA on the one, and you're going to have to get back above 34,098 to remain bullish for Bitcoin. And everyone, that's going to be my show for the day. Thank you so much for coming on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And, I can't wait to see you guys today on BookMap. I will be live on BookMap. Check it out right here, because there's a lot of people watching right now. We will be live on BookMap at 2 o'clock. So in 28 minutes, I'll be back to go over what we just talked about and see if it happens. So if you're in a trade, watching a trade, and you want to be back with an awesome crew of people, we will be back at 2 p.m. on BookMap. All right? I need to rest my eyes and my head for a second here. I usually take a 10-minute nap to try to keep my brain going, and I'll be back again in about 27 minutes and 35 seconds for BookMap. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Remember, here we are. Here's the BookMap thing. I'll put the link on my Twitter and in the trading group. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you in about 20 minutes. And then actually at 2 o'clock, I'll also be on Sin City Crypto Show. If you didn't know who they are, Sin City Crypto. And they're a Las Vegas team with a beautiful studio. And they're about to crack 10,000 subscribers. We're so close. They are so close. I'll be on with David today. Rob is out sick, or he had to do a doctor's appointment. He had a life-threatening thing happen to him. I don't know exactly, but he's okay now. But I'll be on with Dave on Sin City Crypto today at 2 to 3 o'clock. So a very, very busy day. I will have to end the BookMap session maybe at like 1:52. Just like 8 minutes, just to give myself another 8 minutes to prep for Sin City. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again 2 times today. 4 hours of the lifer. God bless. Thank you.